I confused self-worth with self-sacrifice. I confused success with burnout. And I confused this idea that success meant that I was giving all of my energy to. I used to play small because I felt that being liked was way more practical than being powerful. But the truth is that playing small did me a huge disservice, and it did a disservice to the people that I love the most. For a long time, I was chasing success, and I thought that success meant giving attention and giving my energy to things that really weren't in alignment with who I was. And I thought that that burnout feeling, that stress feeling, that feeling that made me feel less than, it made me not a great partner, not a great mom. I thought that was what I was supposed to be chasing. I thought it was normal to have these feelings of inadequacy and these feelings that I was doing more for other people than they were doing for me. And that feeling of just absolute crushing unworthiness. I thought that was the ladder to success, and I was giving all my attention to it. I was not looking at the good things in my life. I was not chasing joy. I was not chasing happiness. I was chasing the exact opposite, and it left me burnt out. It left me sick, and it left me questioning everything. If you're feeling these feelings, this video is for you. I'm Stephanie. I'm a retreat leader, a podcaster, photographer, and I help women over 40 feel amazing again, find their joy, find their passion, and live a life that's in true alignment. There was a time that I felt like being available to my friends, my family, my partner, my job 24/7 was a successful life. I was checking all the boxes. I had the nice car in the driveway. I had a beautiful home. Between my partner and I, we had 3 businesses going all the time. And, every night I would have dinner on the table. To me, that self-sacrifice, that feeling that, okay, I am exhausted right now, but I really want to put a good meal on the table and present myself in a way that I felt like a mom should present herself. It was the way, that was the answer. And there was no getting through to me that maybe instead of spending an hour on a meal that'll take 15 minutes to get eaten, that I could take that hour and go for a walk, go for a hike, journal, dance around, be creative, anything other than this grind that I was so addicted to. I was literally addicted to feeling like crap. I wore that burnt out armor like a badge, like, okay, I got it. I was giving way too much to my clients and not charging enough. I was giving way too much to my friends without asking for anything back. And 3 things happen when you are giving and giving and giving. First off, you lose sight of who you really are. You have a voice inside of you that's beautiful and encouraging and loving, and you turn it off because that's not what you're seeking. You're seeking the validation of others, and the only way that that validation occurs is through some sort of negativity, some sort of grind, some sort of rushed feeling. 3 is my bank account suffered because I was giving way too much energy and not having the expectation that that energy should be given back to me. And with women in business, that is such a huge piece of having financial freedom, having confidence, and having self-worth is having money in your bank account. Sorry if you don't agree with me, but that's the truth. And I think a lot of times not having that financial stability is a huge reason why women choose to stay in relationships, choose to stay in jobs and businesses that don't serve them anymore. And I was creating this cycle, this wheel that I didn't feel good enough. I was tired, burnt out. I was not a good partner. I was not a good mom. I was not a good friend because I was judgmental, possibly. I was jealous of others because I could see that other people around me were growing and they were doing things that I wanted to do, but I couldn't do them because I was so darn tired and I was so swept under a rug of my own doing. I confused self-worth with self-sacrifice. I confused success with burnout. And I confused this idea that success meant that I was giving all of my energy to others. So how do we change that? How do we change this self-sacrifice of doing everything for other people to changing it so that we are listening to our own inner voice and our own inner guidance system, because that inner guidance system is going to lead to a bigger bank account. It's going to lead to more successful relationships, and it's going to lead to a bigger, brighter, glowy smile and relieve some of the pressure that's been holding us down for so long. The first way that I feel we can make changes in our life is by saying the NO word. Say no, set boundaries, take some time for yourself, and do not say yes to something that does not feel right to you. It's okay to take an hour and not worry about having a fantastic meal on the table and taking an hour for yourself. It's okay to say no to coffee, wine, lunch, dinner with friends if it just doesn't feel like it's for you, because it's not going to serve anybody. Your presence, if you don't truly want to be in a situation, is going to be known. Your presence, when you truly are in alignment with who you are, is going to be known. It's obvious. We are not idiots when we have people in our lives that are draining to us, or we know that they're not in this moment, they're not bringing their whole selves to the table. We feel that. I'm sure you felt it before. So think about that. Do you want to be the friend that says, no, I have to do something for myself today? Or do you want to be the friend that is fully in alignment, feels great, shows up, and is a great listener and gives great feedback and comes up with not only great inspiration to your friend, but you can also get inspired for yourself? So by saying no, that's a huge piece of this process. The next thing is to say yes to you. And what I mean by that is say yes to exercise, say yes to good food, say yes to more water, and say yes to living a more soulful life. That means taking time to find the foods that make you feel good and not rushing through Quick Trip or fast food for a lunch. Really feel, what does my body need today? Chances are, if you're a woman over 40, you are not eating enough protein. So please, please, please eat more protein. My life has completely changed in the last year with my energy because I have successfully switched to a high protein diet. The next thing is say yes to a walk every day. Say yes to moving your body, getting in nature, and feeling what makes you feel good. The third thing, say yes to journaling, say yes to taking some quiet time and doing meditation and doing some reading. Again, we have to find alignment in our hearts, our bodies, and our souls in order to kind of get out of this rat race of checking boxes and really getting in alignment with who we are. And the third thing that I think is really important is to embrace change and allow fear to be a guide. When you feel fear, what is fear trying to teach you? This is the hardest thing for me, so I understand. But when fear comes up, it is just trying to teach you something. It is not trying to hold you back. And I think that is a huge misconception that if we feel uncertainty, scarcity, and afraid, that we shouldn't do something. And that is not the case. There's no right or wrong answer. It's really just, how can I move forward in this? What is it trying to teach me? because we don't know down the line what a situation is that we have now is going to help us in the future. So really embrace fear, embrace change, embrace uncertainty. You are not doing it wrong. You are doing it exactly right, exactly on time. And I hope this helps. I cannot wait to hear your journey and follow along.